campaign that brought back to life 4 Sri Lankan musical legends in one space. This week, we're talking to Kavi Rajapaksa, Chief Marketing Officer and Senior Vice President at SoftLogic Life, regarding the Legends AI campaign. This is Marketing Moves. All right, let's get into the details then. Kavi, can you tell us the why behind this campaign?
Well, why not is the question. AI is the buzzword right now, and it's not that we want to do something just because it's the buzzword. SoftLogic Life is not unused to kind of turning things around as a brand that is, as we like to call it, solely responsible for turning around how life insurance is communicated in Sri Lanka. When we were looking at what we can do right now, we needed to tell people what we needed to tell in the most relatable way possible, and we thought, why not? We knew that tides were going to kind of come our way, but we were also ready for it because we have always been doing that. And with this campaign, we were immediately able to grab the attention and kind of break through clutter in a way that we were not able to do before, and it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I can't disagree with the grabbing the attention part. So when this idea was, came into the room, I'm sure it split the entire room, right? Where was that decision made? Okay, we're going to green light this, we're going to go ahead.
All right, so actually I need to mention my agency, Marlon. When they kind of came up with the idea, all of us were like, yes, but can we? Right? Because it sounded too good to be true, and first there was the fact that there was no legal contracts or any kind of guide for us whatsoever, and nobody in Sri Lanka has done AI before, and we didn't even know if deepfake was possible, because as you know, technology for deepfake is done majority for foreign skin, and for brown skin there's nothing out there. So can we actually do what we want to do was the question. So what we first said is, we love it. Can we please just take a step back and understand if we can do it? So once we understood that it can be done, and once the families were okay to go ahead with it, we never looked back.
Amazing. All right, so I think the pushback was something that you guys expected, you anticipated, and I just wanted to know, was there certain pre-planning that you decided that, okay, we're going to do these things if these problems turn up? How did that happen? Or was it, as it comes, we'll bat that ball?
Oh no, I think when you try to do something first, there's always a lot of people who think why we shouldn't have done that. It came to us with Ledder. It came to us with a lot of other innovations, so we were ready this time. Huge shout out to the rest of my team. I mean, Low Tech, DigiBrush, Third Shift, Ad Factors. All of us were in rooms, either physically or online, always figuring out how best to navigate through the negative. We knew the negatives were going to come, but yes, we did anticipate, and we did a lot of planning to make sure we led the public thought. We also took that feedback. Wherever we could correct ourselves, wherever there has been oversight, we definitely corrected that, but we did plan. We planned so much more for that, I would say, than the campaign itself.
So in terms of that planning, something that I want to know is that I saw this clip of the late Mr. Sunil Pereira's wife. She was saying even seeing him in that clip, it brought happiness to them. So I want to know, what was your approach with the families? Did you create the concept and then go and try to sell it to them in terms of the idea, or did you talk to them before? Like, how did that work?
The whole thing was a brief where we told the agency to kind of tell us the best way to tell people that life insurance is not an option anymore, right? That financial stability is definitely a must, but we wanted to tell them the SoftLogic Life way. So when they brought this, we knew that we couldn't do this without the family's consent, and actually when we discussed about this, there was of course the idea of price. I mean, how much do we pay for these legends, and can you actually negotiate for a campaign such as this, right? So no, we actually had the concept ready. We had to get a negotiator. We had New Media Solutions working with us, who was able to track down actually legal counterparts who were able to really talk to us about these legends, us using their lookalike, basically us using them. I mean, they're no more, and they're legends. They're not going to die, so we can't really make a mistake in bringing them out live. So there were instances where these family members went down to minute details of the script, understanding how we were going to resurrect them. And in actually Mr. Sunil Pereira's case, his wife actually was good enough for us to let us use the hat in the commercial. It's actually his hat that we are using. We had the concept and we went to them with the concept, and none of them actually requested for any changes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I guess that's testament to the preparation that you guys...
Yes, I mean, if you remember, the biggest question that was being asked was, does Milton Malavaraj really play the Dolak, right?
Yep.
We had done our research end to end, and we had amazing costume people who went down to real details, getting down to the material they wore. It was not just the design, the material was what they wore. And actually, in many cases, we were really surprised by what we found. I mean, when we did research, there were people behind the legends that not many knew about, and we were able to bring in slight bits and pieces of that person who was also not known to us through our commercial, that hopefully in times to come will be revealed. It's a product campaign. You have to wait for it.
Oh, that's exciting, exciting. Fantastic. It's good to know that it's part of a larger campaign, so we definitely have more to look forward to.
Yep.
So, part of the question series we have for you is something called Rapid Fire. These questions that we're asking might be kind of on the fence, maybe a little bit controversial, but I want your quick gut answer.
Okay.
That's what I want, okay?
I promise to give my candid answer.
Alright, so rapid fire questions, here we go. Number 1, do you think all marketing campaigns should result in direct or indirect revenue to a company?
Yes. Because ultimately the marketing's job is to basically sell the product, and most interested in Sri Lanka, people really put down marketing, saying it's marketing, but if you see a foreign ad, wow, that's marketing. So yes, a marketer's job is to sell a brand, to build a brand. So yes, I mean, it doesn't have to be today, tomorrow, but at least in the next 10 to 15 years, it has to be.
Nice. Question 2. Do you think organizations sometimes market values that they don't really believe in as an entity, because sometimes it's the politically correct, and this is the rally these days? Do you think our organizations do that?
Yes, and it is so obvious when they do that, because there's the brand promise, and when the brand delivery is not there, the first thing a customer, a stakeholder realizes as they experience you, even with like a 1-2 second kind of phone call maybe, is that what you are depicting is actually not what you are, and that is so wrong. Just do not communicate what you cannot be. It's one thing not to attract people. It's one thing to attract people and then disappoint them, because a disappointed customer is never going to return. But somebody who has not been attracted to you, there's always a chance, right? So don't do that.
Do you sometimes look at marketing campaigns in Sri Lanka and think, damn, what the hell were they thinking? Now be careful, because I might ask you what those campaigns are.
I'm not going to tell you, but don't we all? I mean, one thing that people don't realize is the brand is a person, and when you say on brand, it has to be something the brand might be doing. So just because you want to be cool, you shouldn't be doing things that are so not on brand. And I've realized so many things. I mean, if you're not politically correct, that is always correctable. But when you're off brand, people don't register it to be your brand. So might as well just not spend money on building another brand in the industry or category.
Right. Final one. Do you think Sri Lankans, Lanka Videshi Ministu, are inherently drawn to negative marketing?
Yes. The more emotional, the more negative it is. I mean, emotions doesn't have to be always negative. But what goes viral, just look at it. I mean, it's controversial, it's bad content. It's funny content that is also very depreciating, that kind of goes viral. So yeah, it's really difficult to get good content out there. Definitely.
Alright. Nah,
shame.
So finally, before we go, Kavi, I know there are lots of budding young marketers out there. Quick bit of advice that you could give them if they're watching and they're struggling, they're trying to start out, something that you'd like them to know.
I think this has become wallpaper, I'm going to say it anyway. There's one thing that Sri Lanka doesn't lack, and that is creativity. We are not bound by no budgets to not having anything. If you have creativity, you can do it, and we need to all get together and put Sri Lanka on the map, because one thing that AI has done right now is to kind of level the play field, and now the budgets that it took to have really big productions is no more needed, and therefore really making it possible for us to go and compete. So please, all you brainy geniuses out there, don't stay away from marketing. Do come in. Marketing is not just an art, it's a science, and you need genius people to kind of create the brands that need to be created for the future. So come, we need to put Sri Lanka on the map. Sri Lanka needs it right now.
There you have it. Kavi, thank you so much for being a part of our episode. Before we wind up, ladies and gentlemen, a quick thank you to our amazing venue partner, the Grand Ward Place, changing Colombo's skyscape by Prime Groups. It's a place that's definitely something you should check out. Wow, thank you so much for the insight, Kavi. I'm sure everybody out there learned something new. This has been Marketing Moves. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you with the next one.